of marinated pork caramelizing, and a hand ladling creamy corn soup into a bowl. Cut to a warm family table being set outside. On camera, host smiling, holding a banh mi in one hand, standing in kitchen. Today we're making something a little special, a dish that's comforting, bold, and perfect for sharing with family. Xin chào. Welcome back to my kitchen. Host continues walking to prep table and savory Vietnamese 5-spice marinade and pairing it with BBQ, a creamy corn dessert soup with sticky rice and coconut milk. This is one of those meals that brings people together. We rate combining juicy BBQ pork banh mi with that sweet text on screen. Sweet, savory, soulful, host. So gather your ingredients, get comfy, and let's start with the marinade that transforms this pork into something unforgettable. How to prepare: introduce ingredients and marinate the pork. Camera setup: kitchen counter with overhead camera plus side angle. Ingredients laid out neatly on trays. HOST gesturing to cutting board. We'll be using pork shoulder today. It stays juicy when grilled and holds that beautiful glaze. Let's start with our marinade. Ingredients display. Visual plus voice over. On-screen text while each item is picked up and described. 1.5 pounds pork shoulder, cut into long strips. 1 inch thick. To TBSP hoisin sauce. 1 TBSP soy sauce. 1 TBSP oyster sauce. 1 TBSP honey. To TSP Chinese. 5 spice powder. 3 cloves garlic minced. 1 TBSP rice wine or mirin. 1 TSP sesame oil optional. Red food coloring for traditional char siu color then. Soy sauce and oyster sauce for salt and depth. Add honey for that caramelized finish on the grill, and 5 spice to give it that signature Vietnamese warmth. HOST in mixing bowl. We start with hoisin. This gives us sweetness and umami. Soft kitchen sounds in the background. Then cover and marinate it in the fridge at least 1 hour, but ideally overnight if you've got the time. B-roll of each sauce being added and whisked together. HOST, massaging marinade onto pork. Rub it all in. Don't be shy. Let the flavors get into every corner. On-screen tip: use a Ziploc bag to keep things clean and help the marinade evenly coat the pork. HOST, placing pork into fridge, wiping hands, and make something sweet. The creamy corn soup that brings back memories of childhood in a Vietnamese home. Our pork is soaking up all that flavor. While it rests, it is time to switch gears. Step by step, how to prepare, cook, and introduce the ingredients seen open. Kitchen countertop with fresh corn, coconut milk, and sticky rice laid out. Soft ambient music plays. On camera, host smiling. Now it's time for a classic dessert that's light, creamy, and full of heart. BBQ. It's a sweet corn soup made with coconut milk and sticky rice, and it's something we often serve after family meals in Vietnam. Ingredients for BBQ on-screen overlay. To fresh corn cobs or 1.5 cups frozen corn, 1/2 cup sticky rice, soaked for 2 hours or overnight. 1/4 cup sugar adjust to taste. 1/4 TSP salt. 1 cup coconut milk to cups. Water. 1 TBSP tapioca starch optional for thicker texture. Hand and leaves optional. For fragrance, don't throw the cobs away. They add a beautiful sweetness to the base. Host, cutting corn off the cob. If you're using fresh corn, like I am today, cut the kernels off the cob and set aside. Cut to close-up of corn kernels falling into a bowl. Cooking instructions, step by step. 1. Boil the sticky rice. First, bring 2 cups of water to a boil. Add your soaked sticky rice and corn cobs if using. Let that simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes until the rice softens. Footage of pot bubbling with rice and corn cobs inside stirred gently. Don't let it boil, or the coconut milk will separate. 2. sugar, and a little salt. Always a pinch to bring out the sweetness. 3. Finish with coconut milk. Once the corn is tender, turn the heat down and pour in the coconut milk. Steam rises as coconut milk blends into the soup board. Optional thickener. If you like your chai thick and creamy, mix 1 TBSP of tapioca starch with a little water and stir it in now. I like mine warm with a drizzle of extra coconut milk on top. Taste and store HOST, ladling finished soup into a bowl. And that's it. You can serve this warm or chilled. B-roll, soup being poured into ceramic bowls, garnished with sesame seeds or toasted mung beans, optional. Cut to a fridge with a bowl chilling for later. HOST smiling at the camera. This is the kind of dessert you find cooling on the windowsill at Grandma's house. It is gentle, comforting, and perfect after a rich sandwich. Transition. Camera moves back to the fridge with marinated pork being pulled out. Grill tongs and baguettes come into frame. HOST walking toward backyard or stove. All right, the sweet's ready. Now let's fire up the grill and build that banh mi. Grilling, the pork scene opens. Outdoor grill heating up or stovetop grill pan sizzling. The marinated pork is brought out from the fridge. Glossy and rich with color. On camera, host holding pork on a tray. All right. Our pork has had time to marinate and soak up all that 5-spice, honey, and garlic goodness. Let's get grilling. Grill setup tips on screen overlay. Use medium-high heat oil to grape the pan. Before cooking, cook each side for 3 to 5 minutes, depending on thickness. Let rest 5 to 10 minutes before slicing. Host. Placing pork on hot grill. Don't move it too much. Let it build that crust. You should hear that sizzle right away. That's how you know it is going to caramelize beautifully. Close-ups, honey glaze bubbling, slight charring, turning pork with tongs, optional tip on screen. Brush with leftover marinade during grilling for extra flavor. HOST removing from grill once it's got that deep mahogany color and a little char. Pull it off the heat and let it rest. This is key to juicy pork. Building the banh mi. Cut to kitchen counter with fresh baguettes, pickled veggies, herbs, and condiments. Host laying out ingredients. Here's what you'll need for the ultimate banh mi. Time to build. Banh mi toppings on screen list. Baguette light, airy Vietnamese style or French style, mayonnaise or garlic aioli, pickled carrots and bacon ghee. Cool cucumber slices, fresh cilantro jalapeno slices, optional for heat. Maggi seasoning or soy sauce drizzle, sliced grilled pork still warm. HOST assembling. Split the baguette, spread on a little mayo, then layer with sliced pork. Add your pickled veggies, cucumber, and a few cilantro sprigs. It's the kind of sandwich that begs to be eaten outside with good company. Top with jalapeno if you like it spicy, and a dash of Maggi sauce to bring it all together. B-roll, close-up of sandwich assembly, hands pressing it slightly to hold everything in. Optional picnic or outdoor setup, host walking out to a picnic table or backyard table. Look at that. Crispy bread, juicy pork, bright pickles. Camera zooms in on stacked banh mi next to a chilled bowl of chai BBQ on a wooden table with sunlight coming through. HOST smiling. But before we take a bite, let us bring it all together for the full flavor experience. Scene opens. A cozy indoor or outdoor table is beautifully set. The BBQ pork banh mi sandwiches are plated. Beside them are warm bowls of sweet corn coconut soup, steaming gently. A few family or friends sit around the table, ready to eat. And right next to it, a warm bowl of sweet corn coconut soup to cool it all down. Let's sit down and enjoy. On camera, host placing the banh mi platter on the table. Here we go. Crispy, smoky barbecue pork banh mi fresh off the grill. Then you get the crunch of pickled carrots and radish. The freshness of cucumber and cilantro, it's a total flavor bomb. taste test plus flavor. Break down HOST taking a bite of the sandwich. That baguette crunches perfectly. The grilled pork is tender with just the right amount of caramelized honey and 5-spice. Cut to other guests smiling, nodding, and digging in. Close-up of someone taking a bite and giving a thumbs up. The sticky rice is soft and chewy, and the corn still has a little pop. It's the perfect sweet note after all that savory richness. HOST taking a spoonful of the dessert. The sweet corn coconut soup is creamy and gentle, just a touch of sugar, fragrant with coconut milk and pandan. On-screen tip, you can make the sweet corn soup ahead of time and chill it. It is perfect as a refreshing summer dessert. Family connection and final message host, sitting with family or friends. That's when food becomes something more than just a meal. It becomes a memory. Thanks so much for cooking the next one. There's a Vietnamese saying that goes, a meal isn't complete without soup or dessert. That's exactly what today's combo is all about. Savory barbecue pork banh mi paired with a creamy corn dessert soup to round it all out. Camera pans across the table, everyone chatting, laughing, reaching for seconds, close-ups of the food disappearing bite by bite. HOST, looking into the campus sweet and savory combo a try. Don't forget to share it with someone you care about. Fade out plus and card, on-screen text. Subscribe for more Vietnamese-inspired flavor twists, suggested videos. Lemongrass chicken banh mi plus bo dip combo, vegan banh mi, and taro coconut soup background music, soft acoustic, or lo-fi Vietnamese-inspired outro track.